third game, and then we will have the $10 Riot Point giveaway. So, well, maybe we'll do it after this game. We might do that. Do a $10 Riot Point giveaway, and then we'll do the third game. So we could do that. Next game, Silent Knight. Thank you, Silent Knight. Added you as well. Bam! Silent Knight, you are added. You are added to the list. Silent. Hey, Token Carrier GG. Thank you for the follow. Make that game quick. Make this game quick. We want to get in the next game. So, team not even close, baby. Oh yeah. Yeah, Drunk Granny, I think I have your in-game name.
Did you have Birdman on there? He was a friend of mine. He said he wanted to play it. I said, yeah, sure, come join, and then he didn't make it. So.
Okay, so what is it? Just type it into my chat, and I'll add it. So.
All right, it's he's actually in your chat, I think.
Okay, I got your Drunk Granny written down as well. Birdman 593, adding you as well. We might have a full team already for the next game.
Oh, that's great.
Zane wants to come back. That's fine. He played it in the first game. This is his first time being on the stream. We're getting him in the next game. So, a lot of people, I will give my spot. He has played before. My in-game name is The Lazy Name. Yeah, we'll get Lazy Name as well. That was his first game, last game as well. But as you guys are doing this, let's go ahead and talk about these picks and bans because we are already on this next page.
All right, so getting into the showcasting mood for tonight, we have Thresh, Blitzcrank, and Zillion coming out from the blue team here. Those bans are all support-oriented, so that surprises me a little. Do not like the hooks. Zillion does give that global experience gain to the whole team, plus the resurrection from the Chrono Shift, not something you want to deal with. I can understand all three of those bans. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Morgana, Vayne, and Riven coming out there. Champions that we saw all three of those champions last game, and they were crazy strong, so I can understand getting rid of those as well. Some of these are a little more targeted than normal.
What I like about this is that there's so many names back and forth, or so many champions back and forth. They really targeted Ola, at least Perry Pumpkin did, because they knocked out not only the Thresh and the Blitzcrank, but we also saw a Zillion support pick up last night's games, so they're going to take Zillion away as well. And then on top of that, the Team Twisted, they actually, I think, had a couple people that were in last game, but they took away the Riven, the Morgana, and the Vayne, all three extremely strong players in that last one. So we're going to have like entirely different teams from what we saw in that last game, which is awesome. Always awesome to see new teams come out here.
All right, so what do you think? Is it going to be the Nautilus or the Amumu support? Because we got to have another hook in here.
Oh, it might be a Maokai for the Twisted Advance. It might be a Maokai support. I could see that. I honestly am hoping for something completely different, like an Urgot or Galio support. Like, hey, Galio support is a thing. It does happen. Don't you judge me. But
not judging. I've done it before. I've done my fair share of Zinzao support.
Oh,
so.
It might be a Maokai top. May allow somebody else to support, or a Gragas support. Spartan 324 coming in here. Oma may decide to go for the top lane Maokai. It is taking that teleport flash, and that's usually what we see on a top laner. So, I don't know. We'll see. It may also trade it out, but they were both picking at the same time, so they could have just picked their champions anyway. But.
So we see quite a good bit of synergy coming here from the blue team so far. Yasuo with that last breath going to be procced by Wukong's Cyclone, and we might see Udyr as well. I'm not sure because it looks like Wukong's jungler, but it also looks like Udyr's jungler.
We might have a double jungle.
I'm excited to see that. If that's actually a thing.
No double jungle. Hey now. Back in Season 3, myself and a friend duo mained double jungle. We took a Fiddle and we took a Nunu. That's a slow and a fear. Anywhere we ganked, it was a guaranteed kill. And essentially, we would insta-double buff. We get double buffs before anyone could even, measure or countermeasure. Fiddle would get red buff, Nunu would get blue buff for spamming ice balls, and Fiddle had that ranged attack. And then essentially, we just started from top lane and went top lane gank, mid lane gank, bottom lane gank, back. Top lane gank, mid lane gank, bottom lane back. We just repeated that the whole game long and dominated. It was great. So double jungle is a thing. But thank you, Arsene, as well. There was Sovereign of a 4 earlier. Dark Flare, I've already got you written down for next game. So I'm going to go ahead and repost the invite list for next game. We may have 10 people. If we don't, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We actually have one over. So, T-Bone the dog, you have played before. I'm going to toss, well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I may invite everyone at the same time and have it kind of be a war for spots. We'll see. I haven't seen Taco Priest at all on tonight, so I'm actually going to set him to the side as well. Because if he's not been at all on tonight, then he's not going to get a slot, obviously. So we do have a full game next time, but if there's anyone else who's new, who hasn't played before, we do still have slots for you that we can kind of trade you out for. So.
That's right. I'd like to take a moment to just mention one member of your chat who just showed up tonight, Mutated Squirrel. Yes. He has been a follower of mine for a very, very long time, and probably like my #1 follower. He is so dedicated. He's there for every single one. He has sent me fan mail.
Fan mail? Like mailed you fan mail?
Yeah, he sent me stuff. He sent me these delicious sausages. He sent me sausages in the mail, and he sent me a custom engraved flask. He sent me a metal flask with Chrono Frost written on it, along with the picture of the Twisted Fate hat below it.
That's awesome. So, yeah, what he says on my stream is, if I take a fancy to your stream, I may end up needing to send you some kind of fan gift, like I have for him. That's awesome. Who followed you?
Brando PB is now following. Brando Peanut Butter.
Peanut butter and jelly go together well.
All right, let's talk about some more of these picks.
Mid lane. Love me some Zyra mid lane. She's a fantastic champion. She has great, oddly enough, she has great poke.
I actually don't.
You don't.
It could be Zyra support. No. I'm thinking it could be Zyra support and Lulu
mid lane.
In the mid lane.
She is taking heal, unless they trade it out. It could be... Zyra support is a thing. Back in Season 2 when she first came out, she was more of a support than she was a mid, and she was supposed to be a mid lane champion. But the fact is that her snare was so strong. Her spammable ult that knocks up the entire enemy team, as well as the hard CC of those snares and the slows from her plants, was so great, she ended up being a better support champion than she was a mid laner. Looks like we will have a Yasuo mid lane and a top lane Lulu. Are they playing a Protect the ADC comp again? We've seen this come out a couple times in different streams.
I really, really like this because there are so many ways to proc the last breath. On such a huge scale, Zyra has her Stranglethorns, which is a huge AoE that can knock everyone up into the air. Wukong has it as well with his Cyclone, and even Lulu with her Wild Growth pops everyone up into the air, getting ready for that last breath. Yasuo doesn't even need to cast out a tornado. His team will take care of that for him.
And that's what's huge with the Zyra, even Wukong Cyclone. That is also a knockup that he can follow suit. So he never needs to worry about using that tornado. He can simply use it to, I don't know, chase people down, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm really excited to see that, and I think Blue Team's going to take my prediction again, just because of that amazing synergy. Lulu is a great champion to have. I think she is a great champion to have in any comp. Just because she can keep people alive so well, she has a lot of chase potential, she has polymorph, she has the CC, and she has the wave clear from that AP glitter lance, so really excited to see that.
Now, to be fair, while Graves does have like the shortest range in the game, he does have great burst damage. He doesn't show up very often, but the Chosen One has played on the stream before, and not only that, he's actually the son of Lucky Friday 13, who is his mother, and they are duo bot lane, which is so exciting for me. Not only that, but also because they named my pumpkin Perry Pumpkin right over here. Look how adorable Perry Pumpkin is. And that's their team name. So honest to goodness, straight up, I'm putting out my vote for Perry Pumpkin. Don't hurt me, team. Don't make me do more 10 push-ups. I've already had a cold this whole weekend, and you guys gotta win. But I think they can win with the Cyclone Wukong gank, followed up with the Yasuo ultimate, the burst damage from Graves. I'm totally throwing names out here. I think they can do it. Talk to me about why Team Twisted with that Maokai, really quick, for 44 seconds. Why can Team Twisted take the win here?
I think they just have a great amount of beefiness to their team. They have two hyper carries on the Tristana, on the Zed that can go in. First, Zed can pick a single target and just eliminate him immediately. That's what he does, the sneaky assassin that goes in, bursts him down, gets out. But Tristana is going to be putting down constant damage the whole time. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, just attacking the closest target, cleaning up, getting the resets. And the rest of the team is just to lock them up to get them in an uncomfortable position. Lee Sin with that Dragon's Rage kick, Gragas with that explosive cast, and then Maokai with the Vengeful Maelstrom plus the Twisted Advance. So, you know, if they use that properly, if they let the scheme go on long enough, Tristana can definitely carry this with that comp of theirs.
So I'm going to go ahead and run through, since I'm voting for Perry Pumpkin, even though it's on the opposite side of the screen, I'm going to run through them. We've got Lulu top lane, Cut Sailor, playing ourselves a Lulu top lane. We've got OG Vince playing the Wukong in the jungle. Unstoppable Batman, once again, playing the Yasuo in the mid lane. The Chosen One playing that Graves in the bottom lane ADC role. And Lucky Friday 13 on the very rarely seen but still powerful Zyra support.
And on the purple team, Team Twisted. Onla couldn't get her name in this team name, so going for the Twisted Trent. We have, well, Onla on the Twisted Trent in the top lane. We have Spartan 324 playing Gragas support, which I'm really excited to see. Something we haven't seen yet, so excited to cast that. Get Rexa playing Zed in the mid lane. We have Yoshimitsu 11 returning with that Tristana. And XD Parbear playing Lee Sin in the jungle.
Oh, just barely, man. I wondered if you'd be able to get through it fast enough, but great teams there. What'll be interesting to see is if Team Twisted can actually pull out the stops and wombo combo their damage, because they could. There's a lot of potential for them to break it if the Twisted advance goes on to the enemy, team, and then Gragas just knocks everyone with his ultimate out of the way of that Maelstrom. It could be really, really bad. However, they could also use the Gragas ult to initiate a fight, knocking people back into a grouping, and that's what Gragas Twisted advances into. We've got Underworld Wukong, new skin coming out here. OG Vince, thank you for playing an awesome new skin. But Lucky Friday 13 breaking the trend on the skins. Riot Graves, Project Yasuo, and Bittersweet Lulu finishing it off. Okay, you've got two on your team that don't have skins. Well, we never talked about which team do you think is going to take the win. Which team do you think?
No, I actually agreed with you before you even gave your prediction. I'm like, I think Team Blue is going to take the win here. So I think we're actually rooting for the same one this time. Okay. But a purple team, if Team Twisted managed to pull this off, then I think we both have a lot of push-ups to do.
Yeah, if they do have a lot of potential. They have so much engage and disengage. Gragas body slam can only go in but can also go out. Zed with his shadow dances, Tristana's jump, Lee Sin, what's his shield called again? Safeguarding to an ally. Only Maokai has that twisted advance to go in and doesn't really have anything to get out. But being that super tanky Maokai in the top lane, he may not need to be able to do that. He simply engages unless the rest of his team move in and clean it up. So great plays there, or great chance for everyone to do awesomely. This Gragas versus Zyra, I think, will be a huge element in the bottom lane. Wow, I only had to trade Gragas and Maokai around. Everyone else is already in position. This is like the easiest positioning that I've ever had to do on the game. So what I like about that is that it's almost like LCS Pros, where everyone obviously all picks their everything. It's all lined up automatically, so that when they're in game, it's ready to go. We do have a little bit of a slow start here from Lulu. Again, she's picking her items. Oh, she's walking to the other base, so she'd be fine. She got it. She got it. Again, for people that are on the stream, if you're playing in a game, these are all tournament draft games, so you have a 3-minute pause if someone disconnects, and you have a minute pause if someone's having lag issues. Whether they reconnect or not, or whether they fix the lag issue or not, at the end of those 3 minutes and 1 minute respectively, the game goes on regardless. We hate to cast 4v5s, but if it's in the middle of a game, we are going to play it out. Sometimes it just happens. So that's to your teams to not DC, because that would be terrible. You hate that.
So I am super excited to see these team picks, just because both teams have different ways of approaching them. Blue team here, team... oh, Lulu's laugh. It's so obnoxious, it's great. But yeah, blue team, Team Perry Pumpkin, they're going for the, well, they have a good bit of protect the carry, and they all have ways for setting up for Yasuo, who can single-handedly ace a team if he does it right, if his mechanics are on point. Whereas red side is working to get a lot of displacement out, and they have a more bruiser-oriented team, so looking to see how they handle that one.
Another interesting thing is that both teams started at the red and blue buff opposite of what we almost always see. So that means both will be at the bottom lane around the same time. And bottom lane is a good, really good lane to gank. You have 2 potential kills there. Even if you miss one, you have another that you can grab. Now, obviously, blue team is going to be a little bit easier to gank because Zyra has a lot less mobility, and Graves, even though he does have a dash, it's a very short dash. So it's a little bit easier to gank them. However, I don't know. We'll see. Lee Sin's got a lot of chase, so it could happen. We'll see when these junglers get down there, or if they decide to go back to ganking. It looks like it's going to be a level 2 gank though on Maokai. Lulu hasn't even hit that top lane yet. 0 farm, and they're both going to be jumping in on him. Camera switching over. There we go. Jumping in. Oh, we're back to the mid lane. It's a little bit damaging to get Rex done. And so Batman.
Well, is he going to be taken down?
As well.
Yes, he does. The Ignite goes back down onto Zed though, just to scare him off of that. First blood in the hands of Team Twisted. Looks like we might be doing some push-ups. Gragas going in there for a bit of damage. The grasping roots going to help them disengage from that one. Graves taken quite low, so he's going to have to be careful popping that health potion. Just we're kind of farming under this tower. Gragas provides a lot of damage early on. He is a scary threat that you don't want to get near. He's good at zoning, and Graves, being someone with a crazy low attack range, is going to have to watch out for that.
The other thing that he has is huge sustain. He not only gets health, but also gets mana. He essentially has a free mana every time that he drinks, and he has free health regen every time that he uses an ability, like drinking. So he can sustain so easily in that bottom lane. As long as he gets in the way of the enemy team's damage, then he could soak that up for Tristana, and Tristana's not going to take any. At the moment, neither of them have really taken anything, as Graves is now out of potions, and Lucky Friday 13 on the Zyra is out of biscuits as well. So either they're going to have to back soon, or they're really going to have to make a major play to be able to re-engage. There's pings from Red Team. Okay, they're just warding. I wonder what they were doing, but it means that they do have a ward down there, so it's going to be harder for Wukong to gain.
Yeah. We see, looks like Lee Sin is heading up towards that top lane. Maybe wanting to close in on this Lulu there. Lulu has a lot of health potions, though. She started with 2 fairy charms, so maybe looking to go towards that chalice early on?
Could be, could be. Get Rex done taking a little bit of damage in the mid lane, so nothing too crazy starting it off. Red Team is about 400 gold in the lead. That is very, very minimal, especially for early on in this game. 5 minutes in, nothing crazy has happened yet. I don't know which team will actually start the initiation off. I think it's really going to depend on these junglers, as most of these lanes are really just going to be looking at farming and slow sustaining. So it's going to take a jungler to really spice things up.
Yeah, I think I agree with you completely. Whichever jungler wants to take the initiative to gank bot and then go for dragon off of it is going to swing the game in that team's hands by so much. So just going to come down to them when they want to gank. Both of them are very proficient early game junglers, so I'm looking to see a lot of early ganks out of the two of them.
Tristana's taking a little bit of extra farm lead. Oh, in the top lane, oh my solo health. Lulu may go in on this underneath the tower. One more,
Lulu is out of mana though, so did not want to go in too hard on that one with just those auto attacks. Graves and Gragas trading back and forth there. The cast, the barrels coming out there. Summoner heal popped. Going to get them out of that one. So Summoner down for the blue team. So Team Twisted coming out a little bit ahead there. CS is 28 to 35 in that bottom lane. So again, not crazy, 7 CS, not all that much, but still shows whose hands the lane is in right now.
Another huge thing though in this bottom lane is that Zyra is extremely squishy between levels 1 through about 8. However, once she gets higher level, it's much easier for her. Oh, so much damage on Josh Mitsu.
Wow.
That snares so much. He's going to flash.
He's going to be taken down.
Get out. There's the flash from the Chosen One trying to get out. Ignite put Tristana solo health. He's sticking around. Lifesteal a little bit off of minions. That could be deadly. We're not at level 6 just yet, so Graves doesn't have anything other than the buckshot. There's Tristana finally backing up, but Tristana Zyra may be able to get a little bit of damage. No, that is, yeah, Tristana did make it out, so she is going to be the first back in that bottom lane. However, it's going to buy a Vamp Scepter and an extra Doran's Ring. Graves should only even up the farm before backing, so he shouldn't be too far off doing that himself, which shows the power of not only the harass damage that Tristana has, but also her, she continues to clear minions at the same time. So very, very good Tristana player there.
Yeah, fantastic work by them. She's going to come back with this item lead now, so Graves is going to have to recall really soon, or he's going to just be dominating this lane. Wukong coming in for the gank here. Onto a level 6 Zed though. I don't think he expected to get much out of that one, but just walk in to say it, to walk in, say hi, and
back off.
Head out of there.
He's only level 4. I feel that Lee Sin stole a buff or something.
Wow!
Level 4 to Care Bear's level 5. I don't know, but Zed going to get a little bit of damage onto unstoppable Batman on the Yasuo, just forced to back off a little bit again. However, even though Yasuo continues to kind of get harassed out of the middle of the lane, he's doing a nice job freezing those minions before they hit his tower, so he's actually a little bit ahead of Zed in farm, even though he is behind due to that kill that Zed has.
So this top lane still in the hands of Lulu. Maokai looking to get that Rod of Ages as soon as possible. Going to be picking up the Catalyst soon. He doesn't have enough money for it, but getting close. The thing that Maokai has over Lulu is that he does have a form of sustain. Lulu has shields, but he has heals. Right. So if he can farm under that tower, he can keep healing himself up as long as he gets the minions. Goes in with the Twisted Advance onto Lulu, though. Sapling does not connect. He doesn't want to go too hard onto her, though, because she is level 6. She does have that wild growth, and he is respecting that. So playing carefully, Lee Sin coming up though, noticing she's so low, goes in with a Twisted Advance. There's the wild growth baiting that Vengeful Maelstrom coming in though. Maokai so out of mana, but he is setting up for the Lee Sin. Lee Sin coming in that top lane. Let's see what happens.
I think she
is he going to be able to land the Q?
Yeah, she flashed out, so she is safe for the moment.
Okay.
However, he might go underneath the tower for this one. He is!
Oh, he gets
dive underneath the tower, and then he's just going to walk his way out, not even flashing. Knowing his health, he's going to be able to make it out. So, nice job there, just kind of baiting her, waiting to see where she goes, and then following up with that Sonic Wave.
Yeah, 2 kills now for Team Twisted, taking that gold lead, almost 1,000 gold ahead of the enemy team here. So Graves comes back, he's got the Vamp Scepter and a dagger as well, so relatively even in between the two.
Dagger, Doran's, dagger, Doran.
Yeah, it's relatively the same. I wouldn't say the lane is in either team's hands, it's just going to come down to the experience at this point. Whichever support hits level 6 first can throw down a game-changing ult, so...
Graves does have level 6 right now.
As does Tristana, but it's going to come down to the supports. The Explosive Cast or the Stranglethorns are going to be huge. Stranglethorns go down, Graves can throw down the Buckshot into collateral damage. There we go, Zyra's level 6. Let's see if she sets up for an engage while Gragas does not have that Explosive Cast.
She doesn't really have the mana though for it. She's extremely low mana. I don't know if she can actually sustain long enough to be able to get to the point of having enough mana. She has to just kind of sit there and wait for her mana to come back. She might have enough mana now.
So top lane again, they're just going back and forth. Twisted Advance in. Meanwhile, Wukong in the middle lane with that Cyclone. So much damage going out. Yasuo is going to fall to that death mark. Wukong might be able to take down Zed, but he gets kicked away. A fantastic display of teamwork from the Lee Sin there with that Dragon's Rage. So that's another kill, and that was just a straight outplay by them, I feel.
Yeah, the thing in that mid lane was that I thought that was going to be really bad for red team because Lee Sin actually jumped into the middle of Yasuo's ultimate, which then he gets also added into that damage. However, he jumped in with the safeguard, so it actually, that shield that gave himself both Yasuo's ult doesn't do that damage early on, especially at level 1 as it is, and he doesn't have a whole lot of crit damage either. So at the beginning of this level, the shield actually soaked up most of it. Now he's going on to stay on that top lane, wild growth down as well. Can Lulu get out? She doesn't have that flash up yet. It's only half left. She's trying to get enough damage onto Oma to finish her off, but that tanky Maokai is just going to soak it up and not care. Another 4th kill over to the red team. Team Twisted. This is looking really bad for us. I think we're going to be doing some push-ups tonight.
I think so. I feel that was still correct from Lulu there, trying to turn that around. There comes a point where when you're being ganked, where you realize, okay, it sucks, but I'm not going to make it out of this one. I have to try and turn around and deal as much damage to the enemies as I can. So she tried that. Maokai managed to heal up, though, with that passive, and she gets taken down. So 4-0 now. Red team should be looking to start rotating around this dragon, so we'll see if that happens. Meanwhile, flash engage from Gragas. Here comes the explosive cast, though, to knock people back in. Tristana just focusing Zyra here. The Stranglethorns do get her on the jump there, but she does take him down. Collateral damage going out here. Graves has a lot of burst, but here comes the summoner heal as well. Graves, is he going to take her down? Uses the quick draw to get in. Fantastic work. Kiting. Gragas is out of mana, trying to heal up with that W, but he's got nothing. He can't turn this around, but Graves has no vision. He's scared to go in. I don't think he realizes how out of mana Gragas is. And is he just going to be able to walk away from this one?
I don't think so. I think Graves has enough movement speed. He's going to be able to find it. That or Yasuo coming down there. They're just going to pinch him off and get him. Lee Sin, though, showing up. That might actually mean that Graves does have to back off. Yasuo coming around the side may not be able to catch him out. But I have to say, it was a huge thing. Oh, Lee Sin is going to go. He's going to Dragon Rage kick the Chosen One back. Can he get out? Not going to be enough. Decides just to get a little bit of damage onto Pear Bear. there, and Yasuo doesn't find the Gragas, instead just jumping straight onto the Lee Sin to do as much damage on him. However, it's kind of a 1v1 at the moment unless Gragas shows up. Oh my gosh, misses the tornado. Gonna jump straight in, but now taking mini damage as well. The body slam from Gragas, knocking him out so he couldn't get the last auto attack to finish Lee Sin off. Huge play back and forth between these teams, especially on Team Twisted's side, just coordinating so well. But I will throw out there the Zyra Gragas. Yes, Zyra went down. The Stranglethorns did a nice job. She could have just kept walking, but she actually went back in because she knew the power. Oh, that's not finishing him off. Oh my gosh. Zed already has so much damage, 3-0, not even caring. Everything across the board is 14 red at the moment. The Zyra stuck around and let herself die so that she could get the passive proc to then be able to do enough damage for Graves then to turn and finish off Tristana. So that was actually huge. You might have thought, oh, she just gave a kill over to Tristana, but it gave Graves a kill back, which meant that the kill there went 1-for-1 instead of it being 0-for-1. So, I don't know.
Yeah, not quite sure. Well, I'll say that was a fantastic play by Lee Sin there. He knew when to go in, when to back out, and what distance to be at. He got very low, like less than 50 health at the end of that one. And it all came down to when he... Actually, let's talk about this here. That forced a flash out of Maokai. He's going to back out of that one. But yeah, Lee Sin safeguarded to a minion that was just a little bit beside him to dodge that tornado from Yasuo. Lee Sin going in the middle here, throwing down that Tempest and Crippling Strike. Going to be able to get out of that one just fine, though. Looking at the items on these 80 carries here, we have... Well, again, it's very close. BF Sword and Vamp Scepter on each 80 carry, and then it's just that comparison again, Dagger versus Doran's Blade. So
overall gold though, Tristana is above about 200 gold in the lead there. So it's still looking very strong. And there we go, finally traded back. But Cut Sail in that top lane did force Olma to flash out. However, Olma is already back with that teleport in that top lane. Cyclone not going to quite land. There
wow,
it does.
It just barely does.
There's the ult from Yasuo. Last breath. Ignite on to get Rex Sun, but he's going to take so much tower damage. He is going to live the last shield he puts down. And now that top lane Cut Sail once again. Going to Whimsy Maokai, but not going to be enough. It is going to go down as well. Maokai starting to show his strength. 1-0-2. Despite all of the pushing out of lane, he's continuing to come back, do lots of damage. Stranglethorns in the bottom lane, knocking Gragas up. Spartan 3-2-4, being slowed by the plant. Will be enough, but bot is only the chosen one. Tristana's coming back in. Zyra's going to pick up that kill. And there's the ultimate from, did Gragas just ult backwards?
I don't think so. But that was very risky. You see how low Graves is? He stood on that Gragas barrel that was charging and charging and charging after Gragas was dead. And Gragas can't detonate it when he's dead. So it's just ticking and ticking and ticking. He steps off at the last second to stay alive. But that was very well played by the bottom lane there. The Zyra Stranglethorns setting up that fight so nicely. So very well played by them.
Not a shutdown, but certainly a lot of gold, enough to put them back in this bottom lane fight, kind of evening things up a little bit. And if they get this bottom turret, it would be so good for their team as a whole. Again, switching gold, now Graves has taken a little bit of a lead. That's only 100 gold lead, and that's not that much. Did finish off his Bloodthirster, where Tristana did not, so he does have that finished item. But really, these two bottom lanes have kind of been on their own island, where all the action has been otherwise with the junglers in the mid lane and top lane, especially this mid lane. Lee Sin continuing to gain, and Wukong finally helping Yasuo pick up his first kill in the mid lane and finish off that static shift for his first big item.
Zed going in here, throwing some damage down onto Unstoppable Batman. Looks like they're just going to back out of this one, though. Maokai just wanted to go in over and over again. He does have that finished Rod of Ages, whereas Lulu is just trying to finish her Athenes. So he got the two pieces, but not completed that. Maokai realizing he does have the advantage. He can heal up after the engage, so looking for those trades as often as he can. Lee Sin gets caught by the tornado as he's trying to use that resonating strike in. And are they going to be taken down? Wukong comes out with 2 kills there. Double kill for him, 2 for 1 in the mid lane in favor of the blue team. So very well played. That tornado was perfect from Yasuo.
He was expecting Lee to follow that Lee syndrome and go in. So may go down here in that top lane. Oh, he's just gonna back off. Okay, he was expecting that the follow-up from the Lee Sin and timed it perfectly to tornado ult him. But on top of that, I was gonna throw out here that Wukong ulted, following up with the knock-up damage. Oh, there's a flash and the wild flash. Oh, underneath the tower is gonna go down. Tower damage too much. Maokai way over predicted his damage and didn't have enough. That wild growth from Lulu, huge in saving her, as well as when Maokai was actually twisted advancing in, Lulu flashed to get underneath that tower and forced Maokai to show up underneath that tower. And then Maokai couldn't even walk out because of the, it's not Whimsy, what is it from Lulu that turns you into Polymorph? The Polymorph from Lulu to Polymorph from underneath the tower. Huge play from Cut Sailor up against that Maokai, finally shut that Maokai down. But trying to get back to the Wukong in the mid lane, I was just going to throw it out here really fast. The end of the Cyclone hadn't hit Zed, because Zed actually jumped over and then crashed for the follow. Zed never got hit by the Cyclone from Wukong because he jumped over it to finish off the Yasuo. So as he's backing out, has nothing left, throwing his entire burst down, Wukong finishing his Cyclone, knocks him up just on the edge of that tower range, and that last tower shot finished Zed off. So it was big of Wukong not to end his ult, and that last knockup was what finished off Zed. So huge plays coming out here from both teams, evening up the gold, and now Lee Sin coming in this bottom lane ticket.
Yeah, we see a 3v2 down here. The slow's going down. The explosive cast Gray's back into the fight, but the exhaust is on him when he cast out all of his spells. Lee Sin trying to flash into the bush, and he safeguards the last Zyra Q to stay alive. Lee Sin, but he forgets about the Zyra passive. I forgot about it too. There's the I forgot in the chat. Fantastic work by Zyra. Lee Sin with these plays and plays and plays. When it comes down to the simplest thing that's forgotten, he gets taken down. Here comes a flash from Wukong, maybe a little preemptively over that wall. Now he's got a 4v1, but the Cyclone going to catch people out. Yasuo picking up kill and kill and kill and kill. Who got the dragon there? Wukong got the dragon. So they're boring.
For the moment, the flash from both teams chasing it, but he's going to change it into oh, so close. Not quite enough damage. Tristana still huge with that BF sword, as well as the damage from Maokai. That was dominating across the board. I could not possibly believe that they had planned that, but they did. Wukong going in, you thought it was way too early. But what he did was when he went in, he saw the teleport, and he actually waited for that teleport to finish coming in. When the teleport finished, he saw 4 members of Red Team down there, and then he could follow the Cyclone. Yasuo didn't even have to be over the wall. He simply waited for the Cyclone to go down, and then could 4-man ultimate. They finished off 2 of them, and in the middle of the Cyclone, Wukong still managed to steal the dragon away. So massive plays coming out here from blue team, taking the gold lead despite being 3 kills down. This game is amazing, amazing.
Yeah, that was insane. As you said it perfectly, I thought Wukong went in way too early, that it was way too preemptive. But no, he was setting up for Yasuo, got the 4-man last breath off, and got the dragon. So for the first time this game, blue time. Oh, I got something stuck in my throat.
That's alright, but huge plays. So maybe we won't have to do push-ups tonight. Maybe not. Pumpkin Parry the Pumpkin coming back in this game. Now 1,000 gold in the lead. They also got the top lane tower off of that. Not only the dragon, but also top lane from that. So Lee Sin ganking up here. Gonna miss that Q. However, the twisted advance from Maokai gonna lock up Cut Sail for the moment. Can she flash? It's not up. Here comes Wukong invisible. Wow. Cyclone going down. So much damage. They're still gonna be able to finish off Lulu. Can Wukong finish off either one of these? I think they're just too tanky. He is going to slowly but surely go down, and Maokai picks up another kill. Now 3-1 in that top lane.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Those bruisers, they're showing their strength, how they can stay in for those prolonged engages and just keep throwing damage down and staying in the fight, while the enemy's first combo is down. Meanwhile, we see in this bottom lane, Tristana jumping in, she actually flashes over the Stranglethorn's knock up there, and she has got 1 kill. Moving on to the Zyra here, Zep is in the fray as well. No, Deathmark, just for show, taking him down. Double kill for Tristana. And now it's 18-10, and Red Team, Team Twisted, has the lead once again when it comes to the gold. And thanks for covering for me there. My throat
No,
was
not a problem. Not a problem at all. Last game and this game, or yesterday's second game and today's second game, have been so amazing to watch and shoutcast that it's no wonder both of our throats are starting to go. I need to get something to drink after this game before we do the $10 ride point giveaway. But on the mid lane, the nice tornado going to slow people down, but it's going to be enough. He dashes through the champions, trying to get there, burns a couple of flashes with it, but Tristana just tanking that bottom lane tower. Says, minions aren't doing the job, I'll do it myself. But now, Red Team is getting the picks that they want. They have enough burst damage with the Zed and Lee Sin coming out of nowhere. What I love is this roam. Lee Sin heads top lane, but as soon as he does, that Zed moving towards the bottom lane. So both top lane and bottom lane are getting ganked between the two. Lulu, with that gank, doesn't have the option to teleport out because she's having to deal with the gank in that top lane. And Wukong can't be in both places at once. He also did the right thing, or at least attempted to do the right thing, by getting that mid lane tower, but didn't get it down fast enough. And by the time the red team came up, they were able to catch him out and get yet another kill in that mid lane. But also taking a lot of damage to that top lane.
Maokai probably looking to dive in on this soon. He does know the Lulu's wild growth is up, so expecting that to come out immediately. Lee Sin coming in from behind here, though. Polymorph going down on the Maokai. But here comes the kick out of the tower, flashes back in. The Sonic Wave does not land, but the Vengeful Maelstrom might be enough to take her down. Is she going to trade this 1-for-1? She gets taken down, but Lee Sin has the tower aggro. He gets taken down. So that is a 1v1 in the top lane. But now Wukong's coming in. The chase is on here from the Monkey King.
And he doesn't have flash.
The jukes. Here comes the Cyclone as well. He's going to be shredded down in that blender. He gets taken down. That's a shutdown for Wukong. And this game is so close. The score would not make you think that, being 12-20, but the gold is very, very close.
If Lee Sin had hit his Sonic Wave, Lulu would have gone down so much earlier. Because it didn't, she was able to flash back underneath the tower. Then he literally sat at the edge of tower range, soaking out that damage, waiting for Maokai to get the kill. When he realized that Maokai was having a very difficult time taking down the Lulu, who is being such a pain now, gets a huge shield with that needlessly large rod, he then safeguarded back in, trying to shield both himself and the Maokai. And it almost worked, but a last tower shot took him down. And then Wukong, because Maokai stuck around so long in that top lane to take her out, went down as well, Wukong picking up that one. So huge plays again, back and forth between these whole teams. Red team just 2k gold in the lead. That's a dragon at this point in the game, so not that far in the lead. We'll see if they can hold on to that, or if it's going to change it over.
Look at Lee Sin's build here. He wants to go on the aggression. They realize that we have a lot of bruisers. We have a lot of tanky champions. I can sacrifice some of my tankiness for some more damage. I'm going to get a Last Whisper. And that's what he does. I quite like that too. So he is building that Randuin's as well, but he's balancing out his build in such a way that he can have the burst he needs to take down these enemy champions. Tristana just getting more and more farmed up. Bloodthirster and Static Shift finished now, so two very key items. Graves, it's just the Bloodthirster still. It does have that BF sword, but only one finished item. Gragas going in with the body slam. The whole team is chasing this. The explosive cast back into the middle of the team, but the huge knockouts in Yasuo from the other side. A lot of damage coming down. The Wind Wall is soaking up so much. It even soaks up the Zyra passive. And Blue Team is cleaning this up so well. Teleport comes in from Maokai, but does he have enough to 1v4? He takes down one on his own, but he is being shredded from all angles. He is just going to fall now, and that was a 5 for 2.
5 for 2 and dragon.
In favor of Blue Team.
That's a 5-man ace for Blue Team that can also pick up dragon, and that will put them once again in the gold. They're already in the gold lead by 100 gold, but a dragon on top of that will be huge. So what happened there was that Red Team collected in that bottom lane. They snuck into that tri-bush, trying to be able to bait Blue Team into going into that bush and getting instantly nuked. Pick up 1 or 2 kills, and then they can get dragon because it'd be a 5 for 3. However, we saw last time that Wukong and Yasuo together can actually take them out on dragon 2v4 and have no problem with it. So you're trying to at least catch one person out, hopefully the jungler. However, what happened was so many walked into that bush before they took out that ward. So Blue Team knew that they were in there. Zyra kind of baited them in, baited the Gragas in, the tankiest member, in which the enemy team then instantly pulled in on him and took him out immediately, followed by nuking everyone with the Stranglethorns from Zyra. Cut Sailor being caught out there, went down, so I just wanted to comment on that really fast. But that squishing of everyone together in that one lane meant the Stranglethorns from Zyra came out massively, and it was just a mess from there. The Blue Team so strong, had the CC, and took the win on that. So domination there from Blue Team on that bottom side, and they are strongly in the lead again. That 2k immediately switched over now onto Blue Team's side. Team Perry Pumpkin might be able to take this win.
Yeah, the gold lead has swapped so many times throughout this game, and that right there is what dictates an okay game from a great game. And we are seeing a great game tonight, 17-23, but still have the gold lead just from this amount of towers and the amount of dragons they have picked up. Everyone
Blue Team's going to do the exact opposite. It was Red Team hiding. Oh, they do get the ward. Okay, that ward is in the bush, so they do have vision. Blue team backs off from that. I think that was like a couple pixels at it. And now red team once again sitting on the blue team's ward. This is where ward is huge. I have to comment real fast before this team fight breaks out, because it will, is that wards are huge. Having that vision back and forth is why red team lost that last team fight. And blue team, again, still has wards, over-predicting where red team's going to go. They have the vision. Zyra might be caught out here, but blue team's waiting just around the corner.
So we see Wukong going in with the Cyclone. The last breath only lands onto one target. The tank, maybe not ideal. Stranglethorns on every single member. Explosive cast comes out as well. So much AoE damage. Graves with that collateral damage from the back and knocking down everyone. And this is another huge fight for blue team. Team Perry Pumpkin taking down so many, but Lee Sin coming in the back! Takes down 2 kills on his own. He's going for a third one. The Sonic Wave does not land on Zyra. She flashes out of that one, but she walks back in range. Grasping Roots going to lock him in place, but he can still punch her down, and he takes her down. Triple kill for Lee Sin, going in the back. Definitely played that fight very, very well.
If
a 5 for 0 and Ace turned into a 5 for 3 thanks to Lee Sin on his own.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Lee Sin taking out 3 kills in the backline. If Zyra, if Dragon had been up, I could understand Zyra sacrificing herself to guarantee that kill on Lee Sin. He's the jungler, knocking him down, and then going and getting Dragon. I'm not sure why she went back in though, because Gragas was chasing and Wukong was just around the side, and both, sorry, not Gragas, Graves and Wukong should have been able to take out Lee Sin by themselves. It may have been that Zyra got hit by that Sonic Wave, so she thought there's no reason for me to continue to run. It's just going to pull Lee Sin further away. And so instead, when she got hit, she realized she could just walk back in, and I would keep Lee Sin there long enough for Graves then to finish him off, instead of him being able to just safeguard to a ward over the wall and get away. So there could have been some higher thinking there. It was hard to see whether she actually got that hit or not. But again, a full team ace.
Wow.
Now Yasuo feeling the strength, going to go in big on Get Wrecked. I don't think that's going to take him down with too much. There's the ultimate from Graves, taking him out. Got the slow as well from the smoke grenade. Don't know if they can chase it onto a Gragas as he body slams himself to safety. The blue team is definitely coming out strong, 3,000 gold in the lead now, and they're just together for every team fight. Cutsail maybe caught out again in this top lane. Maokai picking up that one.
Yeah, Cutsailor definitely needs to play a little more carefully. Blue team is clawing their way back into this. They have the gold lead. They are fighting strong. They are winning these team fights, but Cutsailor needs to stop getting caught out. 2-8 now. Does have that Rabadon's finish, but she is quite behind in items and honestly just needs to play a little more carefully. Stick with the team, play Lulu to her potential. She is a utility champion. She needs to be with her team to utilize that properly.
Cross Shift, thank you for the follow. It was in the middle of a team fight, so I couldn't exactly be like, thank you, Cross Shift, as a huge team fight was breaking out. I did, however, do a little bit of a dance.
Yeah, I saw your dance. I wasn't
so
sure
that
what that
was
was
kind of a little bit of a dance to say thank you. Sometimes things are going to get delayed if there is a huge, and as you saw in that last team fight, it was a 5v5 team fight. There's no real reason to interrupt that for a follow, but thank you so much for that follow. I should have mentioned it afterwards, so I appreciate it a lot. Marston as well followed me earlier, so verbal thank you for that one as well. 23 to 28. This game is just crazy. 2K in the gold for blue team. They also are in the lead of towers. They have that first tower down for the entirety of red team. They either have to push in hard to get a second tier tower, or what I honestly think they should do right now, because they have that team fight stronger than red team, bait Baron out. They know that they have the power to take Baron. Red team knows they have the power to take Baron, but instead of actually taking, they should simply pull red team out of their base, pull them out of underneath their towers, and if red team decides to sit under the tower and say, hey, they can have Baron, then go ahead and take Baron. But otherwise, leave that ward on Baron. So red team sees them starting that Baron, and as soon as they walk away, sometimes you actually leave wards like that. Thank you, Mr. Devil, for the follow. I know you followed me before. There's some glitches going on here. You guys can double follow me, but whatever. Double follows for the win. But yeah, blue team either should get Baron or
wow!
4-man combo. Blue team so much damage. Graves ultimate as well, destroying red team. They're going down one by one. Wukong's gonna tank the tower and absorb it as much. The Chosen One so much damage. Lee Sin wants the kill, but he's gonna get dead himself. Double kill over to Graves. That is going to be 3 for 1 at the moment, and there's so many members. Gragas had to recall, and now Tristana, the only member left to defend this tower. I don't think she's gonna do it. She's gonna head towards that bottom lane, soak up a little bit of that farm down there, and stop those minions from getting the tower down there. And this is a free mid lane tower. The Wukong Yasuo Guapo combo, so strong here for Perry the Pumpkin.
Yeah, all their team fights have been going the exact same way, and I lose my mind every single time. All the AoE ults going down, the insane wombo damage. It's just throwing them through these team fights. Ace almost every time. They're coming out ahead every fight, taking objectives off of it, which is fantastic. Yasuo down here soloing the dragon by himself. And blue team, Team Perry Pumpkin, they have quite a substantial lead now. Might be looking to set up the Baron sometime soon. So, looking forward to seeing that. Graves looking to finish his Static Shiv soon, or maybe even a Phantom Dancer, depending on what role he wants to go. I feel he's more of a bursty champion, and Static Shiv would be better on him, but we'll see. No, he does opt for the Phantom Dancer, so we'll see him put that to good use.
Interesting. Marston, I need your in-game name. Marston, in-game name. But anyway, as I was going to comment here really quick, was that we saw blue team, Team Perry Pumpkin, struggling very hard at the beginning of the game because they were still in those lanes. Double turret going down though for red team. That's going to pull them back up a little bit on gold. But they struggled when it came to those 1v1, 2v2 fights, especially because the roaming from Zed and Lee was so strong. However, in these 5v5 fights, the Wukong and Yasuo wombo combo was so strong. Again, have to comment on the fact that they 2v4'd a dragon and not only got 2 kills, but the dragon as well, which is a huge thing. There's the flash from Wukong. He wants another engage before they get back under the tower. He might get it. There's another ultimate. It's gonna hit at least 3 people. Yasuo does have his last breath, but no option there. There's another ultimate. This is a messy fight all around.
It looks like blue team still is coming out ahead though. Lee Sin going back in with the resonating strike. Gragas tries to go in, but he's got no damage on him. He is full tank. Tristana trying to put people down. She can get the resets here if someone goes down, but she needs to be very careful, very squishy on that marksman roll. She's just trying to poke down Wukong in the back, but he's going to re-engage on her. The Nimbus Strike going down. Is he going to be able to get her? She jumps in for a couple more auto attacks. She still goes onto Lulu though, trying to keep herself alive. So Tristana picks up the double kill there. Late game Tristana showing its strengths. But she needs to pick up an Infinity Edge. She opted for that Blade of the Ruined King. She does not have her crit damage yet.
Nope. Now, that being said, though, she still played a really good, safe Tristana. And not only that, showed the power of a late-game Tristana because she has such solid range. She can sit so far away from where that main fight is happening and be fine. So playing it really, really well. Desire doing a lot of damage to her in the mid lane. Knocked her down to half health. She does have a lot of lifesteal, though. She'll be able to walk away from this one all right. But that fight was so messy. Yasuo still has Last Whisper up, so he never got the option down. Not only did he miss the Wukong ultimate, I think he wasn't close enough to be able to use it because Wukong's so overextended to get the Cyclone down. But the Zyra Stranglethorns is his second option, and Maokai targeted the right person, snaring him. When he's snared, he can't use the ultimate to get out of it. And so, snaring the right person, Stranglethorn's ultimate passes well, no option for him to use Last Breath, and that's what they needed to be able to cleanly get that fight. Now, blue team is still so strongly ahead, they were still able to pick up a lot of kills, but they weren't able to back out fast enough. Lulu may have just misplayed there and attempted to put the shield on Wukong and instead put it on herself. May have thought that Tristana was going for her, may have thought she put the shield on herself to protect her against the Tristana. I'm not really sure, but either way, she still shielded herself and Tristana picked up that double kill. So red team kind of coming back. We'll see. This Baron fight that they're about to do, you can see both teams pinging it, is going to be huge either way.
Yeah, this is going to be
lane though, and there's
critical.
all red team just around this Baron. So Zyra's got to get there now, and she's walking over a ward, so they see her, they know that she's not there. Red team wants to engage right this second.
Yeah, both teams are still relatively even. Yes, blue team does have a slight lead, but the result of this Baron fight could change the game entirely for one side or the other. Something cool I'd like to note is that Lee Sin actually sold his jungle item to pick up a Warmog's armor. So he's really wants to be tanky at this point. He feels his team has enough damage with that late game Tristana, so he wants to build tanky as soon as possible. Tristana does have her Infinity Edge now, so she's going to be outputting so much damage. They need to take her down in these fights, but that big AoE burst isn't really something you can aim. You just kind of have to castle it down and hope she gets caught by it.
Both of these teams wandering back and forth, waiting for the right engage. They want Maokai to start the engage by leaping him. Here's Wukong going in again! That's a 3-man ult this time. However, the Buster Shot was just not huge, knocking people away. Not going to jump straight to the back line, but doesn't have the damage. Now Zed going out of the Chosen One, doing so much damage. They've taken out 2 members of blue team. Red team cleaning up one at a time. No focus on the Tristana. Wukong the only one up. No, there's still a unstoppable Batman, but he's solo. How there's not much that he can do. Vince trying to get underneath the tower. Still going to go down though. A nice Dragon Rage kick is going to knock him out. And Yasuo, the only member to live. Fake Kelton. Somebody made that chant. Fake Kelton now following. Thank you for adding another follow. They lived, and they might 2v Baron. Now hold on.
But yeah, you said it right there. There was zero focus on Tristana. She was able to sit down in the back lines that whole fight and just poke people down. Just keep firing out cannonballs over and over and over again. No focus on her. She cleaned up that fight. She carried that single-handedly. So yeah, it looks like Baron.
To stop this Baron. I don't think so. He might be able to clean up a kill on Lee Sin, but Tristana is so strong. They almost hit! Oh, Yasuo may have had the chance to come in, but that is actually huge because there's 4 members of Red Team that picked it up. Both Maokai and Gragas came back in time to get the Baron buff as well. So it's not just 2 members getting Baron. They all got that gold lead on top of getting the Baron buff. Only Zed himself doesn't have it. If this next team fight breaks out sooner than Baron going down, it's going to be huge for Red Team. They now have a massive 10 for Tristana, who did pick up that Infinity Edge with all of the gold she's gotten from all of the kills that she has. And the rest of her team is coming up as well. Zed 10-9, Lee Sin 10-7. So there's a lot of damage from Red Team. Blue Team, I don't know about their over pushing right now. They're 3v5, it could be.
Against a Baron too, so I don't know about this. Gragas is not there, so if they all mobilize fast, no, if they have their home guards, they're coming in. I think they just have to stall this out, keep the lanes pushed, ward up their jungle, take their buffs, and just play it cool until the Baron buff runs out. They are going for the dragon here. They should be able to spread this down really, really fast, but they have to make sure to get back into a safe position, ward on the retreat, make sure they do not get caught out. Looks like they do see the Tristana. Their eyes are on her. If they can catch her out, that would be huge. Then they can take some objectives, but they do not want to be collapsed upon. And it looks like that is what might happen here. Does get caught out. Last breath, and the Lulu going to take her down super, super fast. Smoke screen from Graves, trying to keep Zyra alive. But this is a 5v4 now. Their AD carry is down. They may be able to turn on this. Graves poking from the other side. Yasuo is using this. Oh, he dashes over the wall for the final bit of damage. Maokai coming in, though, trying to take on Zyra, but the Zion's Hourglass going to keep her alive. He just gets shredded down. This is a 3-for-0 against a Baron buffed Team Twisted. So blue team now, Team Perry Pumpkin, taking a huge lead off of that. They're going to go in. They don't care about this tower. They're going to shred this down.
Tanky. It's actually Lulu who tanks the tower for the first couple of shots. Now Yasuo, the tower never tanks the one you want. But OG Vince going to be able to absorb so much damage with that Warmogs and, oh no, with the Sunfire. He doesn't have a Warmogs yet. Doesn't even have a Warmogs yet. Maybe building it though, but he's already at 4,000 gold. Just massive. And that catch on Tristana was so critical. These kill timers are up into the 40-second timers, almost pushing towards that 50, 60-second timers. When somebody's dead for 60 seconds, that opens the entire base for clearing. And when it's the ADC, that's huge. So they either are going to have to wait for Baron to come back and fight at Baron again and clear it, or they're just going to catch Tristana out another time and finish it up. They've now warded up the entire blue buff side of red side. I wish they had warded up red side as well, but those are deep wards. They have a good bit of vision now where this Tristana goes, and they just need to catch her, clean her up, and head towards that Nexus, and they could win it.
I think you are quite right, but this is still very, very close. 73,000 to 67,000. 40 minutes into the game. The death timers are getting so long now. Whichever team catches someone out could win this game. It all comes down to those insanely long death timers, because this far into the game, everyone's very nearly full build, so it all comes down to how they play or if they can catch someone out again, because that catch on Tristana really set them up. That set up the whole inhib right there. Blue team coming back, taking that inhib. So if they can catch someone again, they could potentially win this game.
Zyra clearing out a pink ward here right by Baron. This Baron pit is going to be super critical. We don't see that 2-minute timer yet for Baron. Zyra may be caught out here. She's kind of, Gragas may find her. She's headed through the jungle. Oh, So he is going to walk all the way back around. Blue buff is up, but I don't think either of these teams care about such a small buff at the moment, especially with Lee Sin, I think, is the only member that has that Baron buff still for red team. It will be down here shortly. Blue team, red team is pinging that top tower. They don't want to lose another tower, and so they're going to
I think that's where blue team needs to head right now. They need to stay together as 5, as a single unit, and start crushing that top lane. There are super minions pushing into this mid lane. I think that's where they need to go.
What I'd rather see is them head immediately towards bot lane. They know the top lane's a pressure point, but Wukong is so tanky right now. He can tank that bottom lane tower. And with the damage that doesn't do, no, they want to fight. He's going to go in. 3-man Cyclone as well as the damage from Yasuo. A beautiful wind wall is going to stop all of Tristana's range damage, completely negating her for the fight. Graves with the last bit of damage to take her down. It's another ace. Blue team takes the game.
That's a kill from Graves.
Heavily on that wombo combo, and it came out true again. I have to give huge props to Yasuo with saving the wind wall. So often he actually put that up first to stop some of that initial poke damage the red team has, that he saved it until after the fight had already broken out, when Tristana thought that she could take out so many people. And then he put down that wind wall and said, no, Tristana, you do 0 damage. We know that you are the hugest carry for your enemy team, but we're going to negate all of your damage. She tried to walk around the edge to get a little poke down, and she started focusing on the squishiest member, Zyra, but she simply Zanya's and said, I'm fine. And the rest of the team went to shreds from there. What a crazy game.
That was so insane. And I'm glad to have been able to showcase that one. That was super exciting.
Holy cow. Holy cow. Like, oh my gosh. I don't know if does that beat last night's second game, or is that tie simply for...
I don't know. Last night was pretty exciting, but...
Both of those games. You guys should have been here for last night's games. If you missed last night's games, what you need to do is go onto the YouTube page, that Shoutcast guy, or Chronofrost's page as well, and check out the game between Swagalicious and the red side was the 2 different team names. Check out that game, because that was just as intense as this game was. Amazing from beginning to end. Whew. I just don't even have anything to say about that. Crazy. In the meantime, though, as we get underway here, I did first MVP last game. You start us off. You might go easy and pick it for the losing team and make it my job so much harder. But go ahead.
Okay, so for the losing team here, they all played exceptionally well, but I think I'm going to have to give it to Lee Sin. I'm going to have to give it to Lee Sin. And that's hard to say, because Tristana played very, very well. She had great positioning in her team fights, always staying out of the huge AoE CC. And Zed went in, bursted the champion down, backed out. He does have that 10-10-10 score, which is quite nice across the board. But I'm giving it to Lee Sin just because of his individual mechanics, how he handled these team fights, how he dashed in and out of the fray. He knew how to play his champion very well. He used his skills to their full potential, he used all the utility of him to stay alive, to keep his teammates alive, to dash in when he needed the damage and get out in time. So just on pure mechanics alone, handling those team fights, being exactly where he needed to be, when he needed to be there, plus his build order, swapping out his jungle item for the Warmogs to get tankier when he needed it, I feel all those contribute to his MVP. So I'm going to give it to Barbarian.
I would concur with that. While his late game wasn't as effective, his early game, getting so many kills from Maokai on Lulu in the top lane, as well as he headed to that bottom lane so many times, and we saw that initial just smart play, dodging the tornado from Yasuo by just leaping to a minion who was like 4 pixels away, and said, I just a little bit dodge over here, and I'm fine. And just great play there from that Lee Sin across the board. Agree completely. Now for the winning team, I'm actually going to give 2 MVPs here, and I think you'll understand why. I'm giving it to both the Yasuo and the Wukong, double MVPs here, because they I guess not single-handedly because it's 2 of them, but double-handedly led to that victory. The early 2v4 Dragon Steel set that gold lead where they had been so far behind 2k gold for almost the entire game up until that point, put them a little bit on edge, wavered for a moment, and every single fight, Wukong leaping in, starting it off with the Cyclone, and Yasuo, no fear, following up with his last breath, over and over and over again, wombo combo after wombo combo after wombo combo, and that led to such huge victory. What I was blown away by was you could even follow up with the Graves ultimate. His ultimate does so much damage and so AoE as well. They really picked their champions so well. This game was almost decided at the picks and bans phase. Zane890, thank you for the follow. This was almost decided at the picks and one-ban phase where Yasuo and Wukong, he was actually first and second pick, so just huge. Just huge. I don't know. I absolutely loved it. Thresher God, I'm actually not going to do that. I know there's been a lot of talk about what this last game is going to entail. However, before we do this last game, we are going to be doing the $10 Riot Point giveaway. So $10 Riot Points here for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and set this up. Come here, Nightbot. I need you.